don't know what's going to happen next, but yeah. So what now?
Hey, y'all. Welcome back to another episode of So What Now? If you're coming in right when we just launched, and today is our day of launching, hello, November 11th. We are coming out. If you are listening now, weeks later or months later, we're actually recording this right on time as we're about to launch our show again. So welcome. But also it's the morning of us finding out about the election and knowing that Donald Trump is going to be our president for the next 4 years, if he's still alive in 4 years. I'm sad because he's old.
Okay. Wow. I'm like, so what now? That's where we're going with this?
No, bro. I just thought of his age. There's so many thoughts going on, but listen, before we even get started, I want you to hear that if our tone is down, if our energy is down from all the things that you're going to hear throughout, the coming years of this show, it's because this is a really heavy day, but we wanted to experience it, one, together, and two, with you guys, so you can really feel who we are.
Yeah. I think an important reason why we're coming on here and talking about this now is because this is the whole premise of our show is like these huge milestone events in life and like really what now and what with moving forward. And we want to process our emotions with you guys raw, but like we want to talk about moving forward as well. Like, so what now?
Literally, because I feel like that's what everyone's question is right now, where, by the time you guys hear this, if it's on time, it'll be just a couple of days from really experiencing something that, for me, it's not shocking, more disappointing. Like I was telling you, these 100 days of her campaigning made me realize what representation really is. Mm-hmm. I didn't understand when little girls would be like, see Princess Tiana or things and start crying because I never wanted to be no fucking princess.
Yeah.
So seeing Kamala like up there made me feel so seen and like I could. So every time she would go on stage for any speech, my eyes would be crying.
Yeah.
And I don't remember who it was that told me. They were like, oh, that's called representation. That's why it feels that way. And I'm like, oh, I see. But I feel disappointed.
Yeah.
When I see at the fact that I really feel like the only reason, or one of the biggest reasons, it's because she was a woman.
Yeah.
And a woman of color at that.
For me, it wasn't actually about Kamala. It was about Trump. Like, I didn't know a lot about her. Her campaign's only been running for like 100 days. Like, of course, like I have respect for her in knowing like all that she's done to get to where she is and the fact that she made it to vice president. But for me, I was surprised because with I feel like Trump went really hard this time with like the hate that he was spewing and like the policies. And so I was surprised that as a whole, we didn't show up to really be like, okay, that's not what we're about. Like, you don't have to be in love with Kamala. You don't have to see yourself in Kamala. You don't have to think she's the best candidate, but like to actually not take the action so that hate doesn't become the face of our nation was what was crazy to me.
And I feel like, are we that far removed from George Floyd?
I hoped we were. I thought we were.
I feel like because we're so far removed that they don't remember. So you're okay with going back to that, And for me, remember, I think I did an episode with you on Pivot and I said, I really want to take this time to study and really learn as much as I can every week and listen. So that's when I started reaching out to people and I was really listening to Code Switch. There was a lot of old podcasts from Kamala because clearly she was running for vice president 4 years ago.
Yeah.
And she's been the VP for 4 years. So listening and learning more about her career, how she got there, becoming an attorney, how she became, like the state senator and how she went like all these different milestones that she did. And in all of them, she was the minority. In all of them, she was the underdog. And in all of them, she excelled. That I was like, I see me and her, not the school part. Good and studious she is. But it was like, damn, she could be there and she did it. And there wasn't much, pushback on her, like negative that I could say, other than she got a white husband.
No, I didn't even hear anything like negative about that.
No, that for me. Oh, that's the only thing that I was like, everything else, I'm like, she's dope. Like, but if she got a little, white meat, cool. You know, that doesn't really, I still see me in her.
Yeah.
Because my man could be white. I don't know.
Yeah, you don't know.
I don't know. And if it might be, you know, because I could be president. No, I'm not going to be president. But no, seriously.
President of something.
Of something.
President and CEO of Carla Enterprises. No.
It just made me feel good.
Yes.
To see her. And today, I didn't even think of Trump himself. What I was focusing on was the amount of men, specifically Latino men and Black men, that were just so hateful towards her just being a woman. Like, a woman can't run this country.
I'm so stupid because I really just thought like I was just on the wrong side of social media, and I would see that, but I'm like, that's not a majority. Like, they're gonna show up. The men are gonna show up, and they're gonna vote for her. Yeah.
They didn't. And
I'm sitting here like, bitch, you stupid. You really thought.
No, and what upsets me is that I took the time to really try and learn what these policies were. I really did. And I say this with, it's an amount of guilt, because as I really do look at the numbers, there's parts of my businesses that will benefit from this. But a couple of dollars is not enough for what's about to be my fear of body cameras being removed. Like, my kids.
Yeah.
Like, so what now when Ayana gets a ticket? So what now when I get stopped and they know that I'm a gun owner and they want to pull me out of the car like they always do?
Yeah. Some people felt like gas prices were more important than human rights.
I think of, I am not gay. I am not trans. What I don't understand is, what is the issue?
Exactly.
Why is everyone minding everybody else's business? From what I looked up, there was not one thing saying that they would change the sex of babies. And that's all you keep seeing.
Girl, no. I like the thing of like, that they kept talking about like aborting babies after they were born. I'm like, that you can't technically do that, right? That's murder at that point, not an abortion. Like, I don't understand.
Murder.
Just stupid. Just
the dumb things. The campaign that they put out saying that Kamala was trying to do sex changes within the what?
Crazy.
Come on. Like, it's just, why can't some of us just do a little bit of research? I just keep thinking about how many women, how many men, how many people, period, get on Google and find their exes, new girlfriends, names, social security, their kids, what school they go to, where they work, all this thing. You can find out everything.
Yeah.
But then when it comes to really paying attention to your future, you don't, because you live for today. A lot of people just literally live for today and tomorrow. And I know people that way.
Yeah.
It's like, I just want something fixed today. And I'm like, you're not thinking about the future. And that's how you stay in that hamster wheel they want you to be in.
Yeah.
I feel heavy.
I don't feel, I think I'm still processing my feelings. I don't even know how.
And I think actually that's good.
I was just sad this morning. I just felt sad and just felt like I don't want to go to work and deal with people who I know likely voted that way. Like, I don't want to have to smile in people's face and be fake. And yeah.
I felt rejection. I was telling you earlier. I felt rejection. See, that's going to make me cry again. As a woman, like, why can't women just be accepted again? And I looked at, I think the only time that I opened my social media, I saw something from DJ Academics, and it was like, oh, I got paid by her, but I wasn't paid. It was just, I felt like that constant rejection to women where we'll make you believe we really like you, or that you're worth it just so we can get what we need from you in business, and then kind of discard you again.
Yeah. Like, you can do these things, but not these things.
Right.
You can go this far.
Or as long as I get something from you. Right. Or just the fact that they're outwardly saying, I would not want a woman to run this country. And it's not just the country. They don't want us to run businesses. They don't want us to be the lead in our industry. They don't want us to be at home and run a business. It's like, you have to choose a box to stay in, and we cannot be above white men.
Yeah.
But I also don't want to hop on social media and process any of this with anybody else.
No, I can't.
I don't want anyone else's opinion. I don't want to see anyone else's, myself fucked up. I don't want to hear anyone else's joy right now.
Yeah.
I don't. And I bring this back, and I was telling you, I wanted to kind of bring it back to when we go through stuff personally and at home, like outside of like the eyes of the world. And I can think back to like my breakup as to when I took some time before going public or saying anything or even telling friends the extent of what I was feeling, right? And it's like, I think that is the best way to process it. Today, I feel like if I open my phone, Twitter, TikTok, Instagram is probably being flooded with think pieces.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear any of y'all's think piece right now. Let me just process what I feel and figure out why I feel this way before I taint it with what everybody else is saying that it should feel like.
Yeah. Today, so one thing that I know that I feel today, I do feel like and one of the things that I'm trying to highlight and focus is like having pride in what I did and having pride in the way that I saw that other Black women showed up. I want to say like I saw like a stat that like 90-something% of Black women voted for Kamala. And I'm proud of that. And I feel like that shows that like we did that in 100 days. That shows that like we can come together and we can be something strong and we can make something happen.
There's that. And I can't seem to like just shake the people that didn't show up because now it's like, how do I look at you in the real world?
I know, but I'm like worried for you because we just like left. We went to a bar. We did some self-care this morning. That's part of the so what now too. Like trying to immediately like allow yourself and have your feelings, but like moving into healing and getting better. So we did some self-care this morning. We went and got a foot massage. And then we went to a bar and had a drink. And Carla got into it with the bartender. Came out that like he voted for Trump. And like I could tell, friend, that you was about to lay into him. I was like, you know what? The car's ready.
The car's then when I checked the app when we got outside, I'm like, where's my car? I still have 5 minutes left. But it was just because I'm glad that it happened and it happened in that setting.
Yeah.
Because I need to shut the fuck up and not even bring up politics to anyone right now.
Not right now. It's too raw.
Way too raw. And this is with anything that anyone's ever going through. When your feelings are so heightened, anything that they say will trigger you.
Yeah.
So it was triggering me the fact that no disrespect to a bartender, but it's like the bartender's telling me or repeating the same rhetoric that he hears on TikTok or on Twitter or from their friends that don't know anything about politics for him to be like, oh, these things are going to benefit me. Those things, none of them benefit you. You don't make enough money for it to benefit you.
Yeah.
Like, and on top of that, that's not how it works. He didn't even know how tariffs work.
Yeah.
Like, what? Don't just repeat what you saw on an Instagram post. And it just upsets me because you have that same phone that you used to look up and learn the Instagram post. You could have used to do like some real research.
Yeah.
It's right there in your hands. So I cannot talk to anyone where my feelings are heightened. And that even goes like with Ayana. When I'm like pissed off at Ayana about something, I want to be a smart ass immediately.
Yeah.
And it takes everything in me to reel it back. So right now, yeah, I can't talk to nobody. I cannot talk to anyone that can talk back to me. So we can get on these mics and you guys can hear what we got to say. But I'm not talking back to you about your opinion because if it differs right now, it's probably not going to be nice.
Yeah.
But I did go to church on Sunday and I feel like he prepped us some. And it makes sense for me to feel like there's always been government and we're not idolizing government. That's something I feel though in some people's posts.
Yeah.
Because I feel very inspired by Kamala. I think she was dope. I thought her personality was great. I liked it. I enjoyed her. But it feels like some of these on the other side was like it's like an idolization of Trump, like a white savior type thing. Am I tripping?
No, it's some people are truly a fan of just Trump and he can do no wrong type thing.
To me, that doesn't make any sense when he's so outwardly racist. Yeah. Do they just not see it? Do they not hear? Do they not understand it?
They might see it. They might also be racist. But also, we've all been in a situation before where we care about somebody and we make excuses for them. Like, oh, she just talking. She don't mean it like that. No, like what she was really trying to say is, or like, like that type of thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can see that.
It becomes that.
Okay. That could actually help
Like they
me.
truly believe like with the whole like that comedian he had saying like Puerto Rico was a trash island. Later on he was like, I don't even know who that guy was. Like I didn't invite him there. And so that's enough for them. They're like, see, he didn't mean that, but it's like he could have apologized. Also.
That's it.
He could have apologized. I didn't intend for that to happen. I don't agree with what that. None of that was said. It was just, oh no, I didn't know that guy. I didn't. Yeah. What?
But what he said, you're okay with?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see that.
That's why, like stuff like that is why I was shocked. I was like, we've been through this before. Like people are gonna show up just based off the simple fact that like we can't have this man be our president. Someone who feels and behaves this way.
I can say I don't have as much shock as I did in 2016.
No, I have more shock this time.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I was expecting it, so I think it was last night.
Because the first time, remember all the things like grab her by the pussy and all that stuff? That was old stuff that he had said that people were bringing out. So it was like, not that I could see, but I'm thinking, okay, maybe people are thinking he changed and he grew. Or like, this is old stuff that was taken out of context. Or people always say, oh, that was okay back then. Like the whole, like, you know, men in power, like preying on like women, right?
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, they probably made that excuse back then. But like with everything that's happened since then, I'm shocked. I'm shocked.
But I also think maybe sometimes, okay, to get off of all of the sadness that I feel, I guess I will also bring up the fact that I saw a woman, she never looked tired to me. She never, her team like made sure that they used the right outlets. I think this presidency, this run, I thought it was so dope the way they used podcasts.
Mm-hmm.
Like that to me was like, this is changing the course of how this country even elects presidents.
Yeah.
How they are viewed. So the fact that we have this platform, I'm like, I love this because if it can influence a president to come to it, I can only imagine about like our only friends that are listening.
Yeah.
You're listening right now to us and we're influencing you in some type of way. So there's a responsibility there, but also like, I love the fact that we have this platform to do so.
Mm-hmm.
That was really cool for me to see. And I don't think she failed. Like, I think sometimes today I've been kind of forgetting she's still the VP of the United States.
She's still the VP.
She won VP, period.
She had an amazing campaign. Like, I'm so proud of her. I'm so happy that it was something that I got to witness. It was something that I got to experience with Michaela. It was my daughter's first time being able to participate in an election and vote. There's so many things I'm so happy about. I've never been so informed in an election this time. Michaela had me studying the ballot with her, girl. Like literally like looking up amendments because them things be written like super weird. Looking up amendments to fully understand, Googling the different judges and different like officials who are like up for election and stuff. Never been so prepared. So excited. So in looking at like, so what now in the next step? Like, even if she did get elected, I was like, with how divisive things are, there's a lot of work to do. I was like, November 6th, like we got to get to work in like making the country better as far as like getting rid of this divisiveness. And I'm like, oh, Trump's going to be gone. So like we have a space to do that. That hasn't changed. It's just going to be that much harder.
I saw today, darn it, who was saying this? I think it was the guy from Shark Tank, the white guy. Not,
I know who you're talking about. I don't know his name, but
not the mean one, but the other one.
Yeah, Mark Cuban.
No, it was another one. But he basically was saying, and I'll try to find the clip in short words. It was that this might actually be good for the Democrats. Like this is Trump's last 4 years, regardless, and it's like for the Democrats to now really go back and get a good campaign, like get all your ducks in a row, really get those policies of how you're going to like change things and then come back fresh and ready to go.
Yeah.
And sometimes in life, period, I feel like that's the time when we just take a step back. All right, finish this off through January. It's 4 years. Yes, a lot can happen in those 4 years, but I think
it's going to happen, Carla.
A lot is going to happen. But I think that right now we buckle down and that's it. He's our president. We have to play their game. at some level. We still have to help each other out. I think we still have to continue to be kind. I don't want this to harden me.
No.
And for me to see every Trump supporter and be like, fuck you.
Yeah, I don't want you arguing at the bar.
I don't want to argue with anyone because I've made decisions before just being ignorant.
Yeah.
I have. Like, I've made really bad decisions because I didn't research.
Yeah.
So this time I researched and I'm mad at the ones that didn't, but I've been the one that did it so many times.
Yeah.
And social media influences a lot of people.
It does. But you have a big platform. So in looking ahead, again, one thing I'm really happy about for both of us is how much research we did. And we have to continue to do that on a local level.
Yes.
We have to do that in the next 4 years. And we have to actually like use our platforms for like the
really
good.
use it.
Exactly.
I want to make sure that it's like, how do we make it fun and entertaining? Because if I'm not entertained, I'm not paying attention.
I know.
If it's hard to really break it down, I don't want to. So I figured
this is the thing though. Like we have to, it's the audience, right? Like we don't necessarily, I don't think it's making it fun because the women are already there. Like the women who listen to our podcast anyway, they're already there. Unfortunately, we got to pull in Jose and Dwayne. So should we start an OnlyFans and like play with our pussy and read different amendments and shit? Or no, we should get pregnant by them. We should have a lot of babies. So then they will support abortion man.
Who is we?
Us.
I am not having
We got to get out there.
Dex. Okay, see, this is what happens when you're raw in the moment of the feelings. You might say things that you don't really mean. This is why we're only doing it here and not outside.
No, but seriously though, like one thing we got to do is stop dating ignorant men.
Yes.
Like there was this thing going around this time around about like, oh, I'm canceling out my husband's vote.
Wait, they're canceling?
Yeah, they're canceling out their spouse's vote. Like you're
so it's just like no one voted.
Yeah, exactly. But it's like, why are you with someone who literally is in support of things that take away your basic human rights?
Absolutely not. I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
I am. Okay, so in Florida specifically for us, the Amendment 3 for legalizing marijuana did not pass.
Yes.
It didn't fail, but it did not pass. So here in Florida, you have to have 60% majority.
Who wrote that?
Some white man.
That is crazy. I think they put that into play knowing that they were becoming the minority. Conservatives did. Like, that is crazy. That is wild. And like, probably even more so than the freaking presidential results. I'm upset about our local and state level results when it comes to abortion and legalization of marijuana. I was like, those are just so important to me. And I was literally like talking to people about those. Like, we got to make this happen.
So here it says, why does Florida amendments need the 60% of vote to pass versus like that 50?
Just the majority.
Yeah, the majority, right. It says Florida, along with most other states, used to require a simple 50% majority to pass a ballot. However, things changed back in 2006 when an amendment raised the threshold for voter approval to 60%.
Why? Whose idea was that?
There were also critics at the time upset at the supermajority requirement. Didn't even meet the 60% threshold it was imposing.
Oh my gosh.
So when it passed, it didn't even
have
get
60%. That's wild.
What? So apparently in recent years, several Florida lawmakers, including Senator Joe Gruder, she's a Republican, and Republican Representative Rick Roth, which is also a Republican, they've proposed even stricter bills that would require a 2/3 majority. So it would be 66.67% of the vote to pass an amendment. So the Republicans are the ones trying to continue to up it. I think that's
because they realize they're becoming the minority.
Or that even if they don't become the minority, we will be just equal. We'll have, rights that are written in the law that they can't, use it against us.
Crazy. 60%. Yeah, I want to say, I can't remember off the top of my head because it was just like so much going on last night. But one of them like had 57%. It was either the abortion or I think it was the Abortion Act. So it was like the majority of us are in favor of it. But yeah, it just didn't hit.
No, they were both like over 57%.
Yeah. Crazy.
That makes no sense to me. But I mean, they got to make their money, right? You pay $200 to get your medical marijuana license and you have to pay the state another like $75 or $175. I can't remember how much it was. You're constantly paying for it to be renewed every 7 months, if I'm not mistaken, one of those, there's a lot of money going out.
It is.
So marijuana, it was 57. Same thing with abortion rights. My thing is here is with abortion. For right now, for me, I'm not really fucking nobody. I was hoping I was going to actually.
Go ahead.
What's his name? Hit me up. He think about my smile. I said, which one?
I'm rolling my eyes so hard.
Oh, he said he got the light fixed in the pool.
Okay.
And he getting the heater put on it because it's getting cold outside so I could be warm in the water.
Baby, it's cold outside.
I wish he wasn't so corny.
I know.
I'll just take a couple shots before I get
Okay, so you're not, okay, because you're not, okay,
You're right.
Take me down this path. What you're thinking about abortion because you're not having sex?
So I was thinking I'm probably not going to have sex for a while until he sent that picture of the light
Okay.
pool that I just remembered. But my real fear legit is I remember having that miscarriage
Yes.
right after Psalm.
Mm-hmm.
And that could have went really wrong for me.
Right. Yes.
And no one would have taken care of me.
The thing that for me when it comes to abortion, I'm in a similar situation to you. The person that I am sexually active with has a vasectomy, so I don't have to worry about anything like that. But it's not even about me, right? It's about the fact that I have a daughter. It's about the fact that I have nieces. It's about even women in general that I don't know. Like, I want people to have the right to choose. Everybody that I talk to who is anti-abortion is always talking about responsibility, like when you have sex and stuff. Here's the thing. Just because you get pregnant doesn't mean that, like, people who are married can need to have an abortion.
Yeah.
For the health, the baby cannot be healthy.
Mm-hmm.
The pregnancy can jeopardize the woman's life.
Yeah.
Mistakes outside of that, like, mistakes happen, right?
So I personally know someone who was pregnant and in 20-something weeks had to get an abortion because the baby's like brain wasn't even developing correctly and
That's
the
what I'm saying.
intestines, like that baby would not live.
Yeah.
Had it, she carried it to term.
Yeah.
And I don't understand why that would upset someone. She doesn't want to give up that baby.
Right.
But what kind of life is she giving something to continue to go through this and mourn a baby for another 20 weeks? So then that baby is born and is there like a stillbirth or dead within 24 hours. Why would you want to put a woman through that?
I don't know. I think a lot of people who are against it kind of lean towards like religious reasons. And I don't know. I one day when I get up there and I meet God, I'm gonna be like, how are you with like this whole mind your damn business type thing? Like, I really feel like he would let, I don't know. So he gives us free will. Like, why?
Yes.
I don't want to be in there. It's up to you what you want to do with your body, whether you want to have a sex change, whether you want to have an abortion.
I do agree that, okay, a 5-year-old should have a sex change. Yeah, but I don't think anyone's proposing that. You know, it's like, let them just live the life the way they want to live it for now. And then we can't make so many changes, any health changes, but it's mostly because the body's still growing.
I don't know. It's just hard for me. I don't know.
Let us just mature. Let people make their own decisions. Let the parents help the children. Let the parents parent.
Yeah.
First of all, I know there are circumstances where the parents are really shitty. But that's not this isn't stopping that.
Right.
And because we do have such shitty parents, bro, maybe they shouldn't have children here because none of y'all that are pushing this abortion ban are going to take in and adopt any of these children that you're being forced to be born. I can't. Ooh, Jesus. The thought of my daughter, I feel like so I have a very different experience because my daughter decided not to vote and none of this has fazed her. She has been highly upset for 24 hours about not being able to get her hair braided. That's all she has cared about. Like, it has taken everything in me to not want to like go off because she has zero care for anything. It's just like, it hasn't to do with me. And I'm like, has everything to do with you specifically. Yeah. But then I'm like, I did care. I was 18 and I did care, but I was also a mom.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know.
I wish Michaela had like a little bit less care. She had like a very stressful event today already because we're hearing that like in the bill that Trump wants to pass, he's going to defund education, and she got like a $50 bill from her school like this morning, and she's like, "Oh my God, it's happening."
Is this happening? Is this really happening?
It's like, oh my God, my scholarships are going away. My grants are going away. But she called and like there was some sort of thing and she did owe $50. But she was like, in the back of my mind, like I knew it wouldn't happen this fast, but like it makes me think like what's gonna happen?
Is it a sign?
Like when he's actually in office, like our scholarship's gonna go away. Like is this different funding? Like what's gonna actually happen? And I'm like, I don't want her to worry, you know?
Yeah, I feel like thank God she wants to go to law school.
Mm-hmm. She's studying international relations right now. So like they're talking about this in class. She's taking a class. I'm like, I want to go to your class. It's called Sex, Drugs, and Slavery. Or Guns, Drugs, and Slavery or something. And it's like about how all those things like intertwine. Yeah.
That sounds
like,
interesting.
I know.
I don't know if I want to pay how much it costs for it to be in that class.
That's what I'm saying. Like it's like a lecture. Maybe I can just walk in and they won't even know.
On FaceTime and just prop it up.
Yeah.
So we can listen to class. No, that sounds really dope. I used to love a lot of my psychology classes, like multicultural psychology and the ones of like monsters.
Yes.
Like like literal like rapists and criminals. I used to love all that stuff. Criminal law.
She's like all about this right now, which brings about its own stress. And I'm sure she saw a lot of like what you're saying, like she saw a lot of representation in Kamala. She was like super excited about this to be the first time she got to participate. And so it's just like that level of it too with
I'm also kind of glad that this is fucked up, but that at least Michaela, not mine, she don't give a fuck. But like experience a little bit of heartbreak in the politics early on. Yeah. So then that will fuel you. You know what I mean? Because I feel like if you just
Michaela didn't need no fuel. You know, she's always been a little baby activist. I know. Out there protesting at the high school.
You remember when Ayana, they called me when she didn't want to stand up
with the
Pledge of Allegiance?
Yes.
She said, I am on one knee and I'm not standing. And she went back and they called me and said, your daughter kind of went off on the teacher. And I said, did she go off in a respectful way with knowledge? And they said, yes. I said, well, don't call me.
Girl, Michaela has, it's like a news article I could probably find when Hillary was running. They came to the little after school program and Michaela was saying how a woman can do everything a man can do. But girl, she might be on CNN or we might be helping with her campaign.
we really might. And I would be so here for it.
Yes, but I hope to God that it wouldn't be like a first female president type situation. Hopefully we will have come a lot further by the time she's old enough for that.
She has to be 35, so I'm hopeful. You think Kamala will run again?
I don't know. I would love to know. Like, I don't know if that was actually like an aspiration of hers or if it just came to be because of what happened with. She did?
I believe she ran in 2020 and ended up being VP.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Let me look it up.
I didn't know that.
I'm telling you, I was reading up on her.
I really came to like her personality. The more I watched her, she did become more and more personable to me. But like I said, like, as much as I would have been proud and love for her to win, I really thought people were not necessarily going to show up for her. Like, I feel like Trump people showed up for Trump. Yeah. But people who showed up for Kamala showed up for like policy, morals, like things like that. And not necessarily because they were a fan of someone.
Yeah, she announced for the presidency.
Is it weird that I'm feeling better talking about this?
No, actually.
Right?
No. So this is something that also, like, now that you say it, this is why when I go through something, sometimes like I have my core like 3 people that I go to, you being one of them. And I dump right away what I'm feeling. And it's like, I try not to, if it's something like super heavy, I won't. But like recently it happened with something that like a realization I had with May. And I remember talking to you about it. I remember talking to May. I remember calling Wendy. And it's because when I let it out, as I'm going through something, it makes me feel better. Yeah. I feel like when I hold things in, because I have held some things in before, it makes me feel like a balloon that's overstuffed with air. It's like you're about to pop at any moment. And when I'm feeling really anxious or it's mostly been anxious since yesterday or for a couple of days now, honestly, I let it out and I feel better.
I felt like we were zombies this morning.
No, literally.
Like, I don't know if you realize how I was driving to get back to the bar. I don't know how many twists and turns. I said, Carla gonna say, does this bitch know where she's going?
I was following you. I don't even remember. I just kept looking to see where the white car was.
I took so many turns and twists to get back, to make that U-turn. I was
I
like,
guess
and
maybe
I
we
was like,
did.
I'm in a daze, and then the weather was like matching our mood. Like it was
Ooh.
rain. It felt to me like my little heart was like, Florida's crying,
Florida boo-hoo
crying for
It was
hours.
snotty.
Yes. I was like, that's good because it's hiding the tears on my face. The rain is camouflaging the tears on my face.
And I kept feeling like, I'm like, nothing's going to make me feel better today.
Yeah.
Nothing's going to make me feel better today because it just felt like I felt rejected.
Yeah.
I felt literal rejection. That's the feeling that I'm familiar with the most. And it was like, wow, they don't want me again. But for me, it was me seeing her.
Mm-hmm.
And I think she would have been able to do a good job. I think she would have been able to bring the country a little bit more together. But I also will say that I'm not the most familiar with the international policies that she has and the whole Gaza situation.
Yeah, I think that did really hurt her.
And the guns, yes. Yeah. I think that's something that's like, I don't really understand it. But from a day-to-day standpoint, I think that this election also showed me how important local elections are and how stupid people are. They don't realize that this on the same ballot.
Yeah.
So here for Orange County, Ann Gordon, if I'm not mistaken, is her name. She won for the Board of Education, District 4. We have Monique Worrell, who won state attorney. So I'm like, okay, there's
stuff to be happy about, to look forward to get excited about.
Yeah. As much as I'm upset about the marijuana amendment, it's like, well,
and we'll try again. Do we have to wait 4 years to do that again, or can we do that? Like, that's what I want to learn. Like, will that be on the next local one? Like, do we have to wait 4 years? Like, what do we got to do to get on the ballot? Oh, you know how like you see those people showing out at the city council meeting?
Yes,
that's what we should start doing.
That's what James was telling me we should do. Like, run for Senate or Congress or whatever. We need to be in there.
I'm just gonna be a loud local.
Marjorie Greene got reelected, so she's still gonna be in there. So we got to go against her.
Don't even.
We need to be a senator.
Ooh,
that might be
sexy
kind of fun.
Senator. See, they gonna cut that and be like, you can't take her serious. I can see the TV ad now.
But it don't matter.
Dex wants to start OnlyFans.
Yes.
Is this who you want as your senator?
If y'all paid us more as your senator, then we wouldn't have to do OnlyFans to be able to get, live a good life and be here and fight for our rights.
I'm just thinking about y'all right now. And I hope if your heart is heavy today, whether you listen to this the day after the election, some years later when we're maybe having a hard time going through this still, or whatever it is, like, hopefully you're working through these emotions as we're working through them, and you're finding some sort of joy through this.
Yes, there is still joy. I don't want us to stay in that rut. Find a friend. If you're listening to it, like you said, now in real time, find a friend, go hang out, do some self-care. If you guys can't go and get, foot massages, go home and, I don't know, get a game. I want to get that game lyrically. What, you know what I'm talking about?
Oh, yes, I would beat you. I don't know if you want to play that.
It's R&B.
Yeah, I would beat you. I totally would.
Okay, we're going to get it and do it on the show.
Okay. I'm serious. Like, I'm really, really good at music trivia.
I feel like we could do it with for Thanksgiving. Okay. Game night. That would be fun.
All right. I love trophies. Get another trophy.
No, but seriously, find something fun and that doesn't have anything to do with this. Yeah. I don't think that if you're listening it later, I feel like whatever you're going through right now, you're probably thinking you can't talk to anyone about. Because it did feel like that for me this morning. I'm like, you can't talk to anybody about this. But you and I and Ariel as well have been pretty vocal about like last night, Ariel and I talking like, okay, so if he does get elected, what does that mean for us today? And we talked about like what that will look like even before he got elected. So when you're going through something, talk. Just talk it out with someone. Don't hold it in. You might feel like no one's going to understand. Just let it out. And I guess therapy, if it's something like really serious that you don't want someone to know, but that's how it feels better to just let it out. Don't let it fester. I think that just creates hate.
Yeah, it does.
Lot.
Yep. And you could be sad for the day. Give yourself the time that you need, but like, we gotta move forward. We gotta keep the hard work. I know we are tired. We are so tired, but we cannot give up. We gotta keep the hard work. We gotta start on the local level. We gotta get more serious about that.
Right.
And just do what we can to take care of ourselves and take care of our community.
There's still pockets of joy. There's still things that we have done. We have Ketanji Brown, I believe, is in the Supreme Court. we still have some people that are still younger that are going to be there for a while. And there's a reason for everything. Maybe this will just push you more into entrepreneurship, or maybe this will push you more into real estate. For me, I know that I need to hurry up and finish this house because I want another one.
Yeah.
No, I feel like he probably will drive down the interest rates.
Maybe.
So, okay. Then I need to put myself in a position to be able to buy. This is a shameless plug for her, but I just talked to Linda, my realtor. She's been on the show with me previously. And hit her up. I want to tag in the description of this episode her information. Right now, I talked to a girl from Tampa and she was like, hey, so I don't know. I wish I could buy it. She said, I wish I could buy a house when I posted. And I said, well, why can't you? Are you legal? Like, I don't know. Like, what's going on? She's like, I don't know. I don't know if I would get approved. And I remember that being one of my biggest like fears. And Linda would be like, let's just get you pre-approved and see what we got. So all you have to do is go get pre-approved and you'll just know where you are. Do you need an extra year? Do you need to raise your what's it called, credit score? Do you need to maybe save? Okay, I got approved for this. I need to save now $10,000 for now. Whatever it may be, you just know where you stand. And it's crazy how easy it really is to get a home.
Yeah.
How papers can be manipulated, how things can be put together.
Hey, you know what?
Okay.
We got 20 minutes until the babysitter leaves. So let's go ahead and wrap this. This sounds like a good point to wrap up. God damn it.
Sometimes you talk too much. You got to make sure you have somebody reel you back. All I'm saying is,
yo,
by manipulating, I meant.
You come back and do it again once you do get your paperwork right. Yeah.
All I'm saying is hit up Linda in Florida.
Listen, this is going back to when we run for Senate. This is the episode we're going to delete. Okay? Because they're going to chop and screw. They're going to chop and screw this.
No, but listen, wherever you live, if you're in Florida, definitely hit up Linda. If you're anywhere else, go and get pre-approved we need to start getting into real estate.
We do.
We have to get and stop worrying about how much harder it is for us, because it is harder for us to do it, but it's still
But we
doable.
can do hard things.
Yeah.
That's the thing. We can do hard things. Don't let the lack of knowledge stop you. Get on your motherfucking Google. Just like you can go on Pornhub and just type in some random shit and get to what you need to finish. You can go on Google and type in some random shit to get to what you need to get a house.
Is it on Pornhub, friend?
It's just
easy.
a couple keywords and you get the right information.
What keyword you be anime?
I'm just saying, a couple keywords will get you with the right person to get you a home, to start that business, whatever you need to do.
Yes.
To run for Senate.
Don't think you need a white savior for anything, or like us. Just we can do hard things.
We can do hard things.
We can. How many kids we got? We can do hard things.
We can do hard things, and it's probably going to be hard these next 4 years, and we can do this too. We can get through this.
We can. I like that. And we're going to be here every.
You know what? That's what's so what now for me is to come out better on the next 4 years on the other end of this.
Yeah, I guess
to come out better financially, to come out better mentally.
Yeah, I think I'm going to educate myself a little more, because I realized a lot of my fear and anxiety came from not understanding what was happening.
Yes.
So I'll take these next 4 years to learn, to find more stories that I find, or people that I find that I can understand how they break down politics and the laws and what my rights are, business, credit, all that stuff. So what now? Educate myself.
Exactly. I love that. Look at us.
Did we just do that?
We just did that.
Okay. And this is audio only. So sometimes we might just pop up here and just talk to you guys, because it's what we could do.
Yes. We just need to talk. I was going to journal today. This is my voice journal.
Yeah. We can go back and listen to it whenever.
No.
We can even get a transcript.
Yeah. All right. So y'all can catch us at So What Now Pod on Instagram and TikTok.
The So What Now Pod.
The So What Now Pod. We're going to get that right one day.
You can watch it on, you cannot watch this on YouTube.
No, not this one, but other ones you can watch on YouTube. And don't forget to like and subscribe. We want to leave them with a positive note this week.
Yes. I think the positive note this week is, that wasn't going to be positive. that was not going to be positive. It was going to be mean.
The positive note for me is to be proud of everything that you did to get us to the right spot in this election. So don't necessarily focus on the outcome. Focus on what you did to get us to the right place.
I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, do that. Because everything else I'm gonna say right now in the moment, I gotta process it to say something nice.
And we're moving on, and we'll talk to y'all next week.
We will. Goodbye.
Bye.